Hello everyone, I am Grand Ryūen. Welcome to new video, Volume 3 Chapter Epilogue. On August 7th, the final day of the exam, the students gather towards the rest area while waiting for the results. Kiyotaka and Sudō have a small chat while Hirata comes over to give them drinks and express his gratitude. Kiyotaka thanks him in return for covering his absence in roll call and Suzune's retirement. Hirata says he acknowledged the reason and that Suzune has given him important information. Ryūen appears as the only remaining student from C-class and tension begins to rise. He asks about Suzune's absence and provokes Sudō. Hirata calms him down and Kiyotaka notices Ryūen's clothes has gotten dirty. Sudō questions his sudden appearance but Ryūen provokes him again, causing him to grab his collar and threaten him. Hirata jumps in to pull Sudō away and explains that Suzune has retired from the test. Mashima appears and the students begin to gather for the results. He announces the conclusion of the test and proceeds with the results. Sudō mocks Ryūen for using up all the points, but Ryūen points out the additional rules about guessing the leader and tells that he's written down D-class's leader. Mashima then announces the results, with C-class being the lowest one with 0 points. Third place is A-class with 120 points, while B-class is in second place with 140 points. Finally, D-class is in first place with 225 points. Ryūen doesn't seem to understand the situation, while Katsuragi gets circled and questioned by his class. D-class is filled with joy and confusion, with Hirata telling them he will explain everything. When D-class returns to the ship, they are greeted by Kōenji, who has been enjoying the week on his own. He claims that his health was poor and he needed rest, while other students yell at him. Suzune also appears, still looking pale, and the students gather around her. She asks about D-class's first place in the result but Hirata tells Karuizawa to talk to her first. Karuizawa apologizes for what she said, stating that Ibuki was the underwear theft and Kiyotaka has told them everything. She says that Suzune had tried to chase after Ibuki, and she also found out C-class and A-class leaders and told Hirata about it. Amidst the confusion, Suzune tries to call for Kiyotaka but gets surrounded by her classmates while he quietly retreats. Kiyotaka then meets Chabashira, who wants to talk to him. She praises him for the results while Kiyotaka asks whether his father has actually asked for him to be expelled and doubts her credibility. She states that she knows about his abilities, and tells him that his father said he will accept and drop out of the school sooner or later, similar to Icarus who died because he'd flown too close to the sun. Kiyotaka goes back to his room on the ship and changes his clothes. He then heads out and meets Suzune in the lounge. She questions about the test results and what happened. Kiyotaka explains that he had focused on the additional rules when the test was announced. On the island, he planned to search for possible spots that he had noticed when the ship circled the island. He then reached the cave and found out the identity of A-class's leader. Suzune thinks Katsuragi was careless but Kiyotaka says the leader was Yahiko. He points out that Katsuragi was holding the card as a countermeasure since Yahiko had carelessly occupied the cave which resulted in high risk. A-class was also in a disadvantage, as they were divided internally so Katsuragi couldn't rely on others. Kiyotaka then turned his attention to C-class. Suzune is confused since Ryūen had found out the leaders' identities but D-class wasn't penalized. Kiyotaka takes out a key card with his name and hands it to Suzune. He had retired her from the test, using her poor health condition as a justifiable reason and became the leader. He also realized that Ibuki was a spy after seeing Kaneda who was also coincidentally saved by B-class and Ibuki's habit of looking others in the eye when lying. She also had a digital camera to take a picture of the key card as a proof but Kiyotaka had destroyed it. Therefore, she had to steal the key card when Suzune was washing herself. Kiyotaka deduced that A-class and C-class had cooperated, with C-class buying the items A-class needed while they received something in return. He also figured out Ryūen was still on the island after seeing Ibuki hiding a transceiver in the ground. Kiyotaka also notes that B-class made a mistake by letting Kaneda stay and obtain the leader's identity. Suzune expresses her dissatisfaction for being used as a pawn. Kiyotaka starts heading back to his room, but Suzune stops him and asks for his reason for putting in effort during the test. Kiyotaka says he was touched by her determination but she doesn't believe it. He tells her he will help her in reaching A-class, provided that she does not investigate him again. Suzune accepts and they exchange a handshake. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share for more. Thanks you all, meet you in another video.